Welcome back to another edition of Everything Football. I'm your host, Jonathan Big Tex Johnson. Back in about 2012, me and my wife, we was at, I think, shopping in J.C. Penney's trying to pick up some stuff for my daughter. Uh, I was texting with my partner, good friend of mine, and he was telling me, and this was 2012 around this time, late October, early November, and he proceeded to telling me about this Baylor quarterback, RG3. And I'm like, whoa, okay, he's doing it like this. And I'm not seeing any games. I really just started back into college football around 2012. So he proceeded to tell me about this guy and everything, and about, man, this dude's doing big things. Got to check him out and everything. He's balling. He's up for the Heisman and all this kind of stuff. So I completely missed partial half of the season. And then he also proceeded to tell me about this other quarterback out of Wisconsin named Russell Wilson. So I'm like not even hearing these guys, being the guy from Texas, gravitate to guy from Baylor and stuff like that, checking them out, and I go check out highlights and all this kind of stuff and information on him, and then I check out this guy Russell Wilson. Well, needless to say, and also that year, also I saw uh, Andrew Luck playing at Stanford, right? At Stanford, and he and I'm like, okay, Luck, and they talking about these guys, these top quarterbacks and stuff. I even saw Kirk Cousins playing in Michigan State, and I thought he was a solid quarterback and everything. Uh, Needless to say, I'm saying all that to say, so here we are in 2017 now. We're in 2017, and it's always these conversations that come up on who who is the elite quarterbacks in the league, right? And this league doesn't have a bunch of great quarterbacks like I think it once used to have, but who is the elite quarterbacks? And of course, you hear the Brady's, the Rodgers, you hear the Breeze. Those are kind of like the three main major. And then of course, when Manning was playing, Manning's name always came. These guys' name always came up. And I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, so after last week at that Houston and Seattle shootout, I noticed that everybody was going on crazy about Russell Wilson passing for 452 yards, four touchdowns. And I'm like, at the end of the day, and it just kind of dawned on me, I'm just like, nobody ever puts him in the sentence of being an elite quarterback. Let's rewind this young man's career. Drafted in the third round in 2012. Now he goes to the Seattle Seahawks after the Seahawks had signed and gave some big money to a Matt Flynn who did some mop-up duty for Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers when Aaron Rodgers had got hurt, and gave him some money. Well, needless to say, the kid Russell Wilson comes in, and he literally from training camp he takes over that first string position, and he's never let it go. And let's read this thing out right quick. Now you're talking about Russell Wilson, right? But before we even go on to Russell Wilson being picked in the third round, let's go to who was picked first in the quarterbacks that was before him in that 2012 draft. First pick was Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck, 43 and 27, 19,078 yards, passing 132 yards, 132 touchdowns to 68 picks, and it's a three-time Pro Bowler. Andrew Luck is going to miss the entire 2017 season. He missed games. He missed about 5 or 6 games. He's missed a lot of football. He's literally almost missed about 2 years of football. He's missed this year, and between last year and a little bit year before that, if you total the games up, he's missed about 2 years worth of football. Okay, and this is Colin Coward's favorite guy, his man crush on this guy. I like Colin Coward and his show and stuff like that, but this guy's always talking about Andrew. And I said, I made a piece, was Andrew Luck turning into Burt Jones. And that's for football. This story, people who really know football, you'll go and check it out. Or what I'm talking about, you can check it out on my either on Twitter, or you can check it out on my YouTube page. You can go check it out about Burt Jones and do your research on that whole thing, what I was saying. Andrew Luck is shut down for this year, right? But Colin Coward literally has put this guy, and he always throws him in the elite quarterback. Always have thrown him in there. See what happened to RG3, 15 and 25, 8,983 yards, passing, 42 touchdowns, 26 picks, one-time Pro Bowl Offensive Rookie of the Year. Okay, I think Luck may have gotten that as well, but I'm not too sure. Uh, Gone, done. He's not even playing football. He's over on Twitter somewhere, and he was all this nice guy. And all of a sudden, he's like a villain now, or whatever, and basically turned into a bust. Even though I still think the young man can play, but nobody's going to take a chance on him. They're pretty much done with him. Brandon Whedon, the old quarterback that came out 28, 29 years old, 6 and 19, 6,462 yards, 31 touchdowns, 30 picks. Brock Osweiler, second round, 13 and 8, 5,101 yards, 26 touchdowns, 22 picks. Super Bowl champ because he was on the team. He did some mop up duty for Peyton. He went 5-2. Houston got some big money for him, got paid for him some big money there last year. He goes over there. They luckily win that division. They luckily win that division, but Osweiler, that was basically because of a stellar defense. That's basically why they won that. And you only go so far with that. Bunch of big money. Goes to Houston, lays an egg, goes to Cleveland, doesn't work in Cleveland. Now he's back over in Denver. So nothing there. Now Russell Wilson he was the fifth quarterback chosen in the draft. In the third rank, goes in the third round, I think 75th, right? Now this is all Russell Wilson has done. 61 and 25 and 1, right? 20,201 yards passing, 142 touchdowns, 49 picks. NFC West title 3 times, been to the playoffs every year that he's been there. 2-time NFC champion, 1 and 1 the Super Bowl, and won 1 Super Bowl, right? We're the 2. Now, and 3-time Pro Bowler. This man is never even mentioned in the conversation about this. Now I'm gonna jump back and I'm gonna go back to Russell Wilson. He had Kirk Cousins, 4th round, 22, 25 and 1, 14,013 yards, 85 touchdowns, 46 picks. Everybody said, man, he's doing his 2 years in 15 and 16 and what he's done. And he threw for 5,000 yards, like pass happy. I've already done a piece on Cousins and mediocre quarterbacks getting all these because everybody throws the ball 45 times a game. So if you're a quarterback, it's called junk yards at the end of the day, junk stats at the end of the day. They don't really mean nothing. He's 22, 25 and 1 as a starter, and this man has logged in over 40 some odd million. He's made over 40 some million dollars, about $44 million in the past 2 years. He's gotten elite status quarterback money, but his stats, and they're going to play Seattle today. You never can tell what happened in these games. I got Seattle obviously winning that game and Washington dropping 3 straight. That's what probably going to end up happening, which will take him down to 22, 26 and 1, right? Now, Russell, so but saying all that, these are the quarterbacks that were picked before him, and then the quarterback that's basically making more money than he's making because Cousins is basically milking this. I don't care what anybody says, and they're letting them do this. They can get this type of quarterback play from a mediocre quarterback, just like him, and not even look and pay half of that. Pay half of that, $8 million. Pay half of that. Okay. But going back to Russell Wilson, which is what this piece is really all about. Why isn't he? You will hear them talk about Matt Ryan before they speak about this man here. And I just read you off of his stats. He's elite. He's a winner. 61, 25 and 1. He basically played on a bum ankle last year. His line is depleted. He doesn't have a running game. And he showed you that he can throw. He can be that quarterback. If he had to rush for 60, 70 yards like they do like a Cam, he could do that. He's compact. He's not very tough, 5'11", but he's stout. And he has a hell of an arm. He has a very good arm. And he's accurate. And they don't speak about him like they speak about these other quarterbacks. And he's been to 2 Super Bowls. They gave the ball to beast mode on that game against I said before, when Seattle was doing their thing a few years ago, I'm like, this team, to me, was poised to win at least 4 Super Bowls and pull the Pittsburgh Steelers 4 and 6 years. I was telling people around me they had that type of talent and coaching in order to do that. But when they lost that game, they lost a lot of their edge. They were still winning, but they lost a lot of their edge. And it's hard to get back to that, right? It's hard to get back to that. But he's went to 2 Super Bowls back to back and 1 and 1. Matt Ryan went to 1 last year. You had Cam Newton, and stuff like that. Even I don't even really throw Cam up in there. And I know Cam can be a little erratic sometimes, but Cam can win. He's a dynamic. Cam's a dynamic player. If you took Cam Newton, okay, if you took Russell Wilson's if you took Russell Wilson's attitude and place it over in Cam Newton's, the, the guy would be completely unstoppable. It would be nothing that he couldn't do. Nothing. I honestly believe that. But again, that's just due to the size and everything like that, and the dynamic nature of the way Cam plays. But Russell Wilson is dynamic in his own right, and he should be he should be mentioned as the elite quarterback with just his record alone: 61, 25, and 1. You know what I'm saying? 61, 25, and 1. And they paid him in 15, like they should have paid him. But that's what I'm saying. And I already gave you his stats. So this man should already be. So anytime they start speaking about these quarterbacks, his name should be top of the list. I don't see why they never mentioned Russell Wilson. And just look at his record. He doesn't have a losing record. Look at his records. Look at what he's done. And look at what's happened. Nobody ever mentions him. They just mention them other guys, and then that's it. No, Russell Wilson is one of the top quarterbacks in the league, bar none, for the last couple of years. And he started it early. So he's one of the top dogs in there. And his name needs to be mentioned. And he keeps it up and doing the things that he's going to keep doing. And he's still young, and he still has, if Seattle still keeps that nucleus, a little bit of that nucleus, and get some linemen, and get a nice running game again where he doesn't necessarily have to throw the ball that many times a game, because that's not really their thing. But he can do that. He can do that. But at the same time, and he's not working with what people would say, oh, a bunch of dynamic receivers and stuff. But those guys are consistent, and they got good hands and stuff. So again, he needs to be mentioned. He's one of the top quarterbacks in the game, period. And he's been a top quarterback for the last 2 or 3 years for sure. It's no fluke. And like I said, he's been to 2 Super Bowls already. He's just 28, 29 or something like that. So it's like, enough said. I'm like, so he needs to start. So y'all need to start giving him his props, because they was already trying to put Luck in the Hall of Fame before his career is even, because he had 3 years of 11-5. I get that. But look at what he's done. So in 12, 13, and 14, 15, 16, and 17 is a wash. He hasn't done anything. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't done what you expect him to do. He's been hurt. I'm not saying he can't play, because Luck can play. But everybody was like, he's like, Russell Wilson is not even mentioned. It's like he was like an afterthought. He had a very good collegiate career. So Russell Wilson is an elite quarterback, and they need to start taking notice, because his record speaks for itself. His record speaks for itself. And I think they're poised to make a run. They tighten up some of that defense and tighten up on their line, so they can make a nice run. So I just wanted to throw that out there to you. So check me out on Twitter, Everything Football 62. Also check me out on YouTube channel, Everything Football 62, and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment and everything, and then we go from there. Have a good one.